What is up guys, Delboy here. Am I the only one who finds the abuse Amir Khan is getting for fighting Terrence Crawford instead of Kell Brook an absolute disgrace? The abuse is coming from Matchroom fanboys for the most part, but you know, there's still a sizable number of people just giving this guy grief for fighting Terrence Crawford. Let's get into it. First and foremost, Terrence Crawford is a far more proven fighter than Kell Brook. He's achieved more in the sport than Kell Brook. Universally, Terrence Crawford is considered a top 5 pound for pound level fighter, and a lot of people out there see him as #1 pound for pound in the world. He just has a much higher standing than Kell Brook in the boxing world, and there's no dispute about that. So Amir Khan is fighting a guy who is a tougher fight. He's fighting a guy who's higher up on the pound for pound list. He's fighting a guy who is a freeweight world champion. He's fighting a guy who's more proven, and this guy still gets grief. I don't get it. Why would you criticise somebody for taking a tougher fight that would result in more glory should you win? Why would you criticise that? I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense, to be honest. And for you people out there saying, well, Amir Khan's getting knocked out, he's got no chance. Fair enough, you might be right, but you say the same thing about the Kell Brook fight. For the longest, these same people will say, oh, Kell Brook's going to knock Amir Khan out. Kell Brook's timing will beat Amir Khan's speed. Amir Khan has no chance. So, you say the Terrence Crawford fight is a mismatch, so Amir Khan shouldn't take it, but he should take the Kell Brook fight, which you also see as a mismatch. That makes no sense. In that case, why not take the mismatch that will result in most glory should you win? And according to Amir Khan, yes, the Kell Brook fight paid more, but only slightly more, so you may as well go for the glory option, because if you lose, that Kell Brook fight is still going to be there for Amir Khan. Let's say Amir Khan gets knocked out by Terrence Crawford. A month later, Amir Khan rings Eddie Hearn and says, I want the Kell Brook fight. Eddie Hearn's going to come running. Kell Brook's going to come running. Listen, Amir Khan does not deserve criticism for taking this Terrence Crawford fight. He's got the opportunity to fight a pound for pound top fighter. He's got the opportunity to become a world champion again, to actually become a two-weight world champion. The glory is in the Crawford fight. It is a no-brainer for Amir Khan to take this fight. How many times do we hear fans say, oh, fighters care too much about money rather than glory? Well, here we have Amir Khan actually taking the glory route, and he gets abused. So what do you even want as a fan? As I said, Amir Khan could lose this Crawford fight, he could get knocked out, but that Kell Brook fight is still there. Don't listen to what Eddie Hearn says. Don't listen to Eddie Hearn when he says the Khan Brook fight is dead. How many times has he said, if this fight doesn't happen now, it's going to die? He's been saying that for ages, and here we are years later, people are still talking about it. It's going to be there for Amir Khan, so why not take the Crawford fight first, where if he won, it would be one of the most famous wins by a British fighter away from home. There's a lot of accolades should Amir Khan win this fight. I don't think he will, by the way, but I can see why he's taking it. And ultimately, if he did take the Brook fight first and lost, he's pretty much done, so why not have one more stab at glory before you take that Brook fight? I don't see any harm in it. And as for Amir Khan, throughout his career, yes, in the last few years, he has been a bit of a diva, but as a boxing fan, Amir Khan has delivered me far more better fights than Kell Brook. So why am I going to cuss this guy out and insult this guy when Kell Brook hasn't given me the same number of great fights that Amir Khan has? As a boxing fan, Amir Khan has given me far more value for money than Kell Brook. And Amir Khan has fought better competition throughout his career than Kell Brook. I mean, Amir Khan's resume, win, lose or draw, is pretty good. He's fighting Terrence Crawford. He's fought Canelo Alvarez. He's fought Louis Collazo, Devin Alexander, Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson, Zab Judah, Marcus Maidana, Paulie Malignaggi, Andreas Kotelnik. He's fought some really good competition throughout the years, and he's had his trials and tribulations. He's taken his risks far more than Kell Brook has. So I feel uncomfortable when people, you know, hang this guy out to dry and cuss this guy out and criticise him when he's given us far more than Kell Brook has. So I don't like the abuse Amir Khan is getting. I think it's out of order. I think it's a disgrace. Ultimately, I feel we should be backing Amir Khan. We should be commending him for taking on a pound for pound level fighter away from home, and I'm hoping to see a really good fight, which Amir Khan, win, lose or draw, usually delivers. So I have no problem with Amir Khan taking this fight, and Kell Brook in the meantime just needs to move on with his career. I've heard rumours of Kell Brook versus Jesse Vargas at welterweight. That's a good fight. Jesse Vargas is arguably still a top 10 welterweight. Brook versus Vargas is a good fight. If Brook won that fight, he would be highly rated in the governing bodies. I've got no issue with that fight. Take it. It's a good fight. In fact, if Kell Brook was to beat Jesse Vargas, that would be his second best win. So take it. That's a good fight. You can move on from Amir Khan, and maybe that fight could happen down the line. Like I said, if Kell Brook keeps winning, regardless of Crawford Khan, that fight is still there. So yeah, Kell Brook just needs to move on with his career, and fans need to really take a step back and realise which fighter out of these two guys has given you more entertainment value, which fighter out of these two guys has taken on the tougher competition. Share your thoughts below. Peace.